Hello people, welcome to another episode of Map Talks. And well, let's just talk car design for a moment. I'm now making another video about why this car, for instance, which is a Nissan NV200, is much better with a battery pack than with a diesel engine, because it's more quiet, as you can hear, no rattle, no shake, and it's linear power delivery. It gives a level of comfort that you wouldn't have otherwise. If you know, you know. If you don't, go and rent an electric car for a week. Give it a try. Most probably you will be surprised. But let's take car design. The original Leaf, divisive because it wasn't very pretty. The back of it I always kind of liked because of the highly placed brake lights. Gives it looks alright, and it also gives it a level of security because they're highly visible above everything else. The new one, a bit more generic and boring, especially in the back. The front is more modern, more aggressive, yes, looks much better. The Model S, for instance, which is a beautiful, beautiful car, always have been, even more so now without the cone, yes, with the so-called moustache front. But why? Why is it so beautiful? I mean, is it special in its lines? No, that's the whole point. Herr Holzhausen, which has German ancestry somewhere with that name, have done a very good job because it's very classic in its lines. You can take for instance modern Astons from the last 15 years or so. They have the same lines, and also a lot of other, the broad haunches. There's one now, for instance, blue one. The narrowing of the shape at the front, it goes kind of like this, makes it look sporty and aggressive. It's also a very clean design. It isn't like some cars just where you throw lines and cuts and the curves in the thing. You don't. You just give it exactly the amount of lines and curves to give it this simple, slightly sensual, almost elegance to it. Timeless elegance to it. Take the Mercedes, the original CLS that came around, 15, 20 years ago now, give or take. Still looks modern, still looks elegant, still looks beautiful today, because the same with the McLaren F1, same with the original Audi A8. Very clean, simple lines. Very few lines, but just enough to give it. And the same with the Audi 156, for instance, and the 159, because it had just the right amount to make it look. It had just the right amount of lines and the right amount of design language to make it look elegant or sporty or luxurious or whatever you want it to be, without going over the top, without going overly modern, overly aggressive. Like for instance, a modern Audi or VW. Yes, it will never look. Every time a new model comes around, it always, yes, it's fresh, modern, it's bang on time, just as a car of the modern era should look. That's it. And then you have 6 years later, then the new one comes on. Yes, it's bang on, it's striking, modern, even though it is just an evolution. But the old A8, you could produce that today and it would still look elegant and luxurious. So they've sort of along the way lost some of that clean, difficult to achieve sometimes. The clean lines, the elegance, just give it a timeless design, really. They lost that in their hunt for being modern and contemporary. Because modern and contemporary, it works in a narrow time window, and then it goes 10 years down, then look, yeah, well, you know, not always. Sometimes it's bang on and it stays that way for the next 100 years or so, you know, never really gets old. By all means. But like a Mustang, for instance, it still looks astonishing. It's not an advanced design, but it still looks good. Does the fox-bodied Mustang from the 80s still look good? Yeah, well, it's coming around after being cool again, but let's be honest, no, sorry. So, I'm not a designer, but I think Tesla did a very, very good job in designing their cars. They did so much right on that. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And do remember to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.